Welcome back, everybody. We're back together here with another video. We're only days into 2024, but we need to talk about 2023 because 2023 was a terrible year for Walt Disney. They lost over $1 billion at the box office, and boy, we found out some new news about Disney in 2023, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
This is astonishing right here, guys. Maybe Disney has hit the lowest of the low because they have now lost the top spot at the box office for the first time since 2020. No, not 2020, but 2015, right?
Mm-hmm.
I believe that's the year. Because they had flop after flop after flop. And it finally caught up with them. I like this picture of Bob Iger in the middle. Looking all scared and everything like that. I mean, the box office last year was not good. And Disney was definitely one of the ringleaders. But Universal actually has the top spot. And then I started looking at some of the movies that Universal actually put out. Oppenheimer. You're talking about a very, very good movie. That movie only cost $100 million to make. And I believe it made about $1 billion. Megan, remember that movie about that doll, Megan? We saw that?
I don't remember.
It's almost kind of like a Chucky, like a Child's Play, but it's a girl's doll. She goes around and starts killing people. Yeah, I like that one. It wasn't bad. It wasn't the best, but it was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And Super Mario Brothers, that movie did good too. Yeah, 2015, the first time Disney has been dethroned. But Disney was too busy giving you Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, which was a box office disaster. So many flops. They had 17 movies. 17 movies. So here's the numbers here. Universal generated $4.91 billion at the worldwide box office, and Disney $4.83 billion off of 17 movies. That was from the Hollywood Reporter. What do you make of this?
Well, I think, Disney really need to put in effort to, hire someone that, make good story. If that is the case, if they hire someone that make good movie, that is a win-win situation. It will help the economy. It will, help, bring back audience, to see like Disney movie, and it will also help the investor,
Yeah. The investors are losing a bunch of money. The studio economy is not doing very good. People, when are they going to realize that people have rejected bad movies? They have rejected wokeness in their movies. They don't want to see that stuff. But it seems like, they're going to continue to double down because we're going to get more garbage, from Disney this year. And in 2025, Snow White is coming out, which is pretty obvious, that they spent more money to try and correct some of the stuff because they got so much backlash. So that budget is just going to go up, which means that they're going to lose more money on that too.
Yeah, and Disney also need to know that, when audience go and see a movie, for me, when I see a movie, I just want to, enjoy, seeing the movie, of course, with you,
Yeah.
And I don't want to think about, politics, like, ideology and stuff like that. I just want to, enjoy because like, as like most people, they already like get frustrated, like watching the news and stuff like that.
Right. People want to get away from that.
Yeah.
The majority of America is, when you look at it, when people go to the movies, regardless of politics, they don't want to see movies on the right. They don't want to see movies on the left. They just want to see good movies overall with a good story.
Mm-hmm.
That's all people want. People don't want propaganda. And Bob Iger has even said that, hey, we've been pushing messaging too much in movies. but they're not going to correct anything. Now you got that new Star Wars director coming out, making left-wing comments and stuff like that. It's going to be a feminist movie, that Rey movie. They're not learning anything.
No, I mean, when I see a movie, I don't care if it's like played by, a white guy, a black guy, Japanese, other, Asian. I mean, as long as it is like has a good storyline,
Yeah.
good movie,
Remember when The Force Awakens came out back then, and Daisy Ridley was in the movie as Rey? When people watching the trailers, nobody was complaining that she was a woman in Star Wars. Nobody. Because there's been women in Star Wars. There's been really good female characters in Star Wars, before her. Ahsoka, Princess Leia, Padme. They were all there before Rey. Nobody had a problem with Rey being in the movie. Nobody had a problem with John Boyega being in the movie people were kind of confused. Black stormtrooper, because they were thinking that the stormtroopers were actually clones. They weren't clones anymore. Mm-hmm. But overall, nobody had a problem with that. The problem came when the story came out and people rejected the story. Nothing more. Disrespecting Luke. When you do that in Last Jedi, guess what? People are not going to go and watch. The Last Jedi had a massive drop off from week 1 to week 2 because of bad word of mouth. Mm-hmm. And not learning anything. They're still going down this hill. And boy, this is bad, man. 2015. I didn't know Disney was on top for that long, to tell you the truth. But I don't think anything is actually going to improve. I mean, Elemental came out last year too. Yeah, that bomb. They keep pushing the LGBT agenda as well. Things are not going to be looking good for Disney. They're not going to be able to right the ship because chance up. Who's in charge of Disney?
Bob Iger.
Bob Iger. Is he firing himself?
No.
No, he's not. To right this ship, man, and I know that the one of the investors was definitely trying to make a power move to get on the board to put a stop to all this madness, but I don't know if that's going to happen or not. That may be the only saving grace for Disney to get things back on track. But even if they do, it's going to be a while before people want to come back and start watching their movies.
But do you think that, the Mickey Mouse icon?
Mickey Mouse, yeah.
Yeah, Mickey Mouse, sorry. It has been a public domain. I mean, it's not copyright anymore. I mean, I guess Disney doesn't own it anymore.
No, anybody can use it. Just like Snow White, anybody can make Snow White.
And then, there was a news where, there's a Mickey Mouse Trap movie. It's a horror movie.
Yeah, you showed me that. I didn't see the trailer, though.
Well, don't you think that will be, a bad rap for Disney?
No, I don't think so. I mean, we don't really know much about that. I mean, people associate Mickey Mouse and Disney, because they've done a lot of stuff with Mickey Mouse. But just like Snow White, but other companies can use Snow White as well. That's why you have Daily Wire coming out with Snow White. But Snow White was their first animated project for Disney way back in the 1930s.
Yeah, but do you think Mickey Mouse was happy and stuff, and now the movie is horror.
I don't really care. It may be interesting, It may be interesting. I've seen a horror, Mickey Mouse memes before, that kind of thing. I don't know who's making the movie. I don't really care, Mm-hmm. So I don't think it's going to do any harm to Disney. And Disney's doing harm to themselves. So, but I think that's going to wrap it up, guys. Not a good year, a horrible 2023 for Disney, but it can only get worse. So we'll be back tomorrow with another video, guys. Until then, be safe.
Goodbye.